Hey guys, I guess I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna try to explain how to play zone control. Um, so this is just like a one versus one versus one versus one, so it's not like exactly representative of a real match, but if you're curious about how to actually play, here you go. So the first thing you want to do is send all your units to mid, get some speed and regen, and when you're confident, and then what I like to do is get a bunch of, you want to make sure that you have regen so you're recovering health. If someone goes off in lanes, you just go and cut them like this. Blue doesn't seem to be playing right now. He's AFK, so I'm gonna cut off this guy and I'm gonna get a ton of money. Maybe this guy will nuke. Make sure you don't use your nuke. I'm gonna come over here now. Make sure that you have a unit in mid. If you want to separate a unit from your main army, shift or control click it and then rebind your one control group. If you hit one, it'll select your entire army. I think you should be hitting one a lot to be selecting your army. Looks like I'm about to get hit by two armies, so I'm gonna run away, get some speed. Ultimately, I just want to have a ton of speed, so when I win engagements, because I know I'm gonna probably win engagements at some point, that I can chase after them. But I want to make sure that I have enough upgrades that I actually win those engagements. I don't want to skimp on HP regeneration. Speed and HP regen are ultimately going to be the most important upgrades for you to have. If you see what I'm trying to do for the most part is kind of tend towards mid. I'm kind of slacking. So if anyone ever attacks my bunker, I can just loop around behind him, and he's going to be closer to where all my units are coming out at, so I'm naturally just going to have more units than him overall. And if you see this, I'm getting a really easy concave. I don't even have to micro my units all that much. Make sure I'm grabbing this, make sure my units are involved in the battle. This could have been a lot better if I micro that a little bit better. So I have a ton of HP regen, I have a ton of speed. I'm gonna get a little bit of more speed. It looks like my diagonal's doing really well, and blue isn't playing all that much, so I'm gonna take a unit out of this bunch, take a unit here. I'm just gonna put stuff in places where I wanted to cut off blue again, but looks like red is coming over here, so red's gonna run away. I'm gonna go attack my diagonal. He's doing really good. In 1v1s, you shouldn't be getting too, normally in 1v1s you don't get a second bunker, and I prefer it that way. Just cutting this guy off, making sure that I'm getting the feed, no one else. This might end up badly for me. I'm trying to make sure that more of my units are fighting than his at once. So, a really important thing before you ever build another bunker, make sure that you mark all the bunkers that you have. It might not let you if you're a new player. Just type dash allow bad builds without any spaces and it'll let you. But if you're like really bad at the game and you can't control your army, you're just gonna ruin the game for other people, like if you mark your bunker. So make sure you know how to control your army and just like keep your army moving. It's really important. Okay, he's got combat shields. It's actually not a bad idea to get combat shields at some point, but I would mark my marines first. Even if you're going for reaps, I've had a lot of success doing this. I want to keep an eye on this guy's upgrades. He's 500 ahead of me. I think it's Blue's upgrades are kind of trash. So just making sure that I'm marking everything, and looks like blue isn't really Or doesn't look like red is concentrating on the real issues here. He's attacking me. Looks like either blue or light or teal are attacking red right now. I want to keep up with upgrades on this guy because I want to be in first place. These guys don't seem like they're gonna be making the decisions required when the time comes to team up on this guy when he's super far ahead. It looks like I should be concentrating on blue because he marked his units and he also doesn't really seem to play very well. So I'm gonna deal with him first. Except the problem is red always tends to attack me. So this is kind of obnoxious. This is really good for me because teal is fighting on my side of the map. I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna put Stimpak on autocast so as soon as I get it. You can autocast upgrades by right clicking that upgrade, and it works with most of the upgrades. Not marking your bunker. It would be nice if it worked on marking your bunker, but it doesn't. So I'm just flying around. I'm making sure whenever I can that I can see at the center of the map, see what's going on, and I have a lot of speed, so I'm the one ultimately feeding on these people that aren't thinking ahead and just attacking. And then you'll deal with the all chatting people that think that they know how to play when they clearly don't. So when teal moves out, I know that I can cut him off, and then I'll go deal with blue. Looks like Stim's working out pretty good for me. So people will tell you don't build in this space, but I'm going to tell you to do it. Because there's like this myth where you should leave a spot for building a tank. Just build a tank on the side that you're not getting attacked on later on. Someone should get teamed up on. Eventually. Oh, I don't really have enough HP regen. You want to kind of have at least like general numbers like 6 or 7 or 8. 6 is on the low side, 8 is pretty decent. If you have Stim, you're trading health for firepower, and if you don't get HP regen, you're not offsetting how much health you're just giving away. So every time teal moves out, I'm gonna try to cut him. I'm kind of not trying to mess with red a whole lot. Blue keeps feeding me, that's pretty nice. Okay, I have a lot of regen now. So if he keeps coming in, and a lot of people keep coming to my side, so I'm gonna get a shield tower. Next thing on the list is I'm feeling pretty comfortable with 3 bunkers right now, and I'm sitting on maximum supply a lot. So I might start getting supply and tanks pretty early on are a better use of money than getting increasingly more inefficient upgrades. Looks like blue is just mad that teal didn't play the way he wanted or something, so he's just feeding me. So this is kind of dumb. It's unfortunate that people play like this. You're gonna come across a lot of just people that do things that are just rude and give up. I didn't mean to stutter in like that. I'm looking at his upgrades. He's winning on upgrades. Let's see. Not sure what the hell they're trying to do. I don't know why they're all attacking me right now. All of a sudden blue is not move clicking, he's attacking. It's just whatever. I prefer them to all attack me because they're fighting on my resupply. Like on top of my bunkers where they're fighting where I'm strongest basically. If they're not walking, if I'm not in mid and they're not walking in the mid feeding me, kind of like this, if I can manage. I guess I need another bunker. I wonder if blue was intentionally feeding me to get me teamed up on because he was mad. You're gonna come across a lot of people like this when you play this game. It's just gonna happen. I think I can get this. Might be feeding him a little bit here. If you're not absolutely certain that you can take out a bunker, you shouldn't try to destroy it. That's my advice. I'm having trouble exerting power or exerting force on the rest of the map, so I'm not sure if I should have got supply instead, but Teal's going super deep into upgrades, which is okay. It's good for me because I'm gonna have more supply than him. I think that's gonna be what decides the game. About time. So, he's got a lot of upgrades. I gotta be careful, I don't want him to swing this. So I gotta be really careful. At this point, I can just build a tank and win. If I thought ahead, I could have retired, or not retired, canceled that bunker I was building and got a marauder bunker. Or I can continue to bully him with my excessive amount of supply compared to him. Looks like he's gonna get bored and attack me directly at my bunker, which is fine, so I'm just gonna hang out in mid. I have more supply. 5 more units, or like 1 extra attack for each of my units, like, is the choice given, and I choose the units. I can be behind on upgrades a little bit and be completely fine. I still have my nuke. He wasted his nuke. So, I guess I'm thinking about getting a tank, but it doesn't really matter. If it was on even terms, the tank would have been the right choice. This is just like solidifying a obvious victory. Get some more supply. Actually, I'll build the shield tower right here. Nice. Beautiful. Supply trumps upgrades most of the time. I mean, you have to be close. Not like, oh, if you hit V with the unit, with the enemy, it'll tell. If you hit V with your unit selected, it'll tell you the upgrades right there that they have at the time. So he's just gonna turtle. I deselected my army, so I want to go into detail about how exactly I'm microing. Like right here, my bunkers got deselected from the group. I don't know how I managed that. That was really bad. My keybinds were fucked up. If you go into the if you go into your options menu in the game, I don't know if what's by default, but the game binds your groups for you, your control groups for you. I don't want him to swing this around. And it shows you right here. I think it'll be something like display control groups. I have better quality units than him. I think that's a big thing. I'm still winning these battles after that really abysmal fight I took earlier where I accidentally walked my units into his. So I have two options. I can just sit here and wait, but I'm confident that no matter what he does, there's nothing he can do at this point. I could get ghosts. He's getting desperate. He's targeting the tank. Ends up feeding me his entire army. That's cool. I still have my nuke. I'm feeling good. I want to make sure I'm repairing the tank. I'm gonna put a sensor tower right here. Cause, you know, he's gonna get desperate and try to loop around and do stuff like that. And I can just take my time. I just put a bunch of my money into armor. And yeah, he has mostly Reapers. I have a Marauder bunker, which is gonna just completely make it irrelevant that he has any Reapers. I prefer to get Reapers because it's easier to feed on people if you have Reapers. But once rods are out, like, I would recommend for a build order, Mercure, Mercure Marine Bunker. Put up a shield tower. Grab Reapers. And then have your ally get rods. Don't get too many upgrades. I know this is very vague. Don't get too many upgrades. And don't refuse to build tanks. And then you'll be doing pretty well for yourself. Okay,